All right, listen, it has gone completely mainstream. Donald Trump is unraveling. We are watching it happen in real time. Republicans are noticing it. Right wingers are noticing it. Apolitical people are noticing it. Let me kind of walk you through it. Donald Trump had a long weekend holiday public meltdown. We start with a media event at Mar-a-Lago where a reporter asked Trump, why did you blame Biden for an Afghan shooting suspect when it was your administration that granted him asylum? That's correct. That answer includes accurate premises. And Donald Trump didn't like it. And he goes, are you stupid? Are you a stupid person?
Hello, good to see you. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
A question about this tragic shooting in Washington, D.C. U.S. officials say that the suspect worked very closely with the CIA in Afghanistan for years, that he was vetted, and the vetting came up clean.
He went cuckoo. I mean, he went nuts. And that happens, too. It happens too often with these people. You see them. But look, this is how they come in. This is how they're standing on top of each other. And that's an airplane. There was no vetting or anything. They came in unvetted. And we have a lot of others in this country. We're going to get them out. But they go cuckoo. Something happens to them.
Your DOJ IG just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S. So why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let them in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person. And
3 times, stupid person. The fury and rage of Trump when anyone dares say, but wait a second, sir, Mr. President, some of the things you're telling us don't make any sense. So this was the start of the weekend spiral. Then the personal attacks followed, where Donald Trump called the sitting governor, and I quote here, I apologize, this is not language I use, but Trump called the sitting governor, Tim Walz, seriously retarded. That's the president of the United States. And of course, he also recycled conspiracies about immigrants marrying siblings and this sort of thing. This was on Truth Social, where Trump said, quote, and this is a lot, I apologize, it's a lot. A very happy Thanksgiving salutation to all of our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at, along with certain other foolish countries throughout the world for being politically correct and just plain stupid when it comes to immigration. The official United States foreign population stands at 53 million people, most of which are on welfare from failed nations or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels. Now, none of that is true. They and their children are supported through massive payments from patriotic American citizens who, because of their beautiful hearts, do not want to openly complain or cause trouble in any way, shape, or form. They put up with what has happened to our country, but it's eating them alive to do so. A migrant earning $30,000 with a green card will get roughly $50,000 in yearly benefits for their family. The real migrant population is much higher. The refugee burden is the leading cause of social dysfunction in America, something that did not exist after World War II. As an example, hundreds of thousands of refugees from Somalia are completely taking over the once great state of Minnesota. Somalian gangs are roving the streets looking for prey, as our wonderful people stay locked in their apartments and houses, hoping against hope that they will be left alone. The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing, either through fear, incompetence, or both, while the worst congressman/woman in our country, Ilhan Omar, always wrapped in her swaddling hijab, and who probably came into the USA illegally in that you are not allowed to marry your brother, does nothing but hatefully complain about our country, its constitution, and how badly she is treated. Trump then continues with another, and this one really raising eyebrows. Any document signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with the auto pen, which was approximately 92% of them, is hereby terminated and of no force or effect. The auto pen is not allowed to be used if approval is not specifically given by the President of the United States. The radical left lunatics circling Biden around the beautiful Resolute desk in the Oval Office took the presidency away from him. I am hereby canceling all executive orders and anything else that was not directly signed by Joe Biden. Illegal auto pen, blah, blah, blah. Trump seems to think that if he, as the president, puts out a social media message where he says, I hereby do something, that it just kind of happens. Of course, None of it happens. This is absurd. We could go into in detail how the auto pen is used routinely. Donald Trump uses the auto pen. We found out it appeared Donald Trump used the auto pen for pardons, which shouldn't validate them by Trump's own standard applied to Biden, but they don't care. That's not really the big story here. We knew all of that. The big story is that this is not a mere tantrum or a pattern. This is something that is now being noticed by mental health professionals who believe that we are in the middle of a cognitive collapse. John Gartner, former guest on this show, clinical psychologist, has studied Trump's behavior closely, says this is dementia. Gartner is saying this is dementia, period. And that it's dementia combined with a toxic personality disorder that is beyond repair. And he looks at Trump's confusion, his memory lapses, his word mix-ups, his tangents, his rambling speech, the physical signs, the widening gait, the droopy face, the slowed motor coordination, reduced vocabulary, all of it. And Dr. Gartner is now saying that this is gross decline. He says, as this deepens, the underlying personality traits, which for Trump are delusions of grandeur, paranoia, narcissism, they get a lot worse. They get amplified. And Gartner compares it to what you see in the final years of dictators in history. Erratic behavior, impulsivity, loss of inhibitions, unpredictable decisions. Now, at the same time, there's another doctor, Vin Gupta, who we're going to try to get on the show. He's a physician and public health expert. He is saying the implausible insistence of this White House that Trump is in perfect health, yet Trump doesn't know why he had an MRI, is complete and utter nonsense. It does not comport with reality. And Gupta pointed to signs from Trump in recent appearances: slow reactions, confusion when asked simple questions, occasional incoherence, fatigue, lack of physical endurance. Vin Gupta's view is something is happening here. So this is becoming way beyond speculation. We have trained, credentialed experts in various fields saying the president seems to be breaking down. Now, if you are a working taxpayer, as are most of the people in my audience, what does it mean that this is who is in charge of the most powerful military, one of the most powerful nuclear arsenals, and one of the most powerful economic engines in the world? And he seems to be non-compos mentis. What does it mean? It means most likely that we can't treat the outbursts like yet another political scandal. It can't be Trump being Trump. It has to be about capacity, control, and competence. And Trump's control looks shakier than ever. The wild insults, the conspiracies, all of it. So we have to prevent it from being politics as usual. That's the thing. The president is unraveling. We must share videos that are talking about this. And the question that we should be all asking it isn't, is this bad? This is a disaster. I don't believe we have ever seen anything like this. We need to be preparing for how bad could it get. And is J.D. Vance aware of what's going on, waiting in the wings? That's another one that is floating from inside of MAGA world. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video. And if you like our content, make sure to subscribe so YouTube puts our videos in your feed, and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple.